Hey everybody, welcome into a Tuesday night here on Northwoods TCG. Once again, it is a new year, a new start, and welcome on in everybody, and of course, a new Pokemon, right? Well, everybody's claiming a crash, everybody's saying that the crash is here, hey, Mr. Dragonite, but is that truly what's happening? Is that what we are currently seeing? Now, I just did a video talking about this a little bit, but I also wanted to touch base because there's a couple situations that are currently arising in the Pokemon TCG, which is not going to be good for the overall pricing in the market and the corrections that we were hoping to see in the market here in the next couple months. A lot of us were hoping to see prices continue to drop. A lot of us were hoping to have access to more product and opportunities that we possibly missed to go back to. I think that that's the place where a lot of people have felt for a long period of time. And I think that overall, we're not seeing it coming forward right now either. So what are the options? What are the things that we could see? Where is the opportunities that we're supposed to be seeing as they continue to move forward? And the issue is still, when it comes down to the price of Pokemon TCG, even though we're having a correction, when you're looking at that from the investment side, it's like usually a good opportunity to jump in on some product. And as you can see down below, Mason Berry just joined us, which is one of the things that I was going to talk to him, but I didn't get a chance to. I did see your video, Mason, about your allocations, and apparently your allocations suck just as much as mine did for the next set of Sending Heroes. But we aren't getting any product. Where is the reprint? The reason that the market changed and stayed down for a long period of time in 2021 was because we got massive amount of reprints. I mean, we had product coming out of our ears. You could have literally gone anywhere and they were begging you to buy product. That's where I got a lot of my investment stuff in the early Sword and Shield stuff, was because I had cash available, went to my LGS who had pre-ordered or purchased all this product and didn't get it originally, and then they gave them everything that they ordered. So basically distribution dumped everything onto them, and hey, they either got to take it or B, potentially make their distribution mad where they don't get any of these products or be put on a blacklist to barely get product in the future if things change. And that's one of the situations that really was the turning point in the 2021 boom, what really sent it down. Now, granted, there was some market change already where we had some slowdown, but realistically, a lot of sets were very difficult to get, and the pricing continued to went up. I mean, Battle Styles at one point was $183 a booster box until the reprints came of that particular product. And same thing with Chilling Reign. That was well over MSRP at one point as well. Evolving Skies, another set, very, very high. But the reprints came and completely changed that market and completely doused that. That is not happening right now. I cannot call up any of my distribution right now and ask for Pokemon products. The only thing that they're going to be able to get me is probably Pokemon Battle Academy and also some deck boxes or deck built-in battle decks and things like that. The cheap stuff that nobody really wants. Or if they do sell something or have something available in any good quantity, they're going to require me to buy a large portion of this lovely stuff, which I can grab off the shelf behind me, which is going to be, Mason, I'm sure you get this offer all the time, which is Ultra Pro. I got to buy $500 in Ultra Pro or some other product such as that in order to be able to get the discounts or even get the product at a high value or high price. So once again, we are having a situation where, yes, we are seeing some really good opportunities for a short time for the prices to go down. We've had some good opportunity for things to kind of change and a good opportunity to maybe jump into the things. But in my opinion, from what I am seeing currently, that is going to be very, 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 very short-lived at this point in time. So this is the problem that we are having in the current market. This is the issue. 500. So Mason just said more like 1,500 to get 300. I've stopped doing it. So Mason's probably right. At one point, it was $500 would get me 2 booster boxes of a set. So I think I got 2 booster boxes of Journey Together by buying a whole crap load, $500 worth of Ultra Pro. So yeah, it's absolutely insane right now what we're required to do in order to be able to get product, if they have product at all. There really isn't any availability. I continually seem to be able to squeak out some Phantasmal Flames, and now this week I don't think I'm getting anything right now. So my shipment is nothing. So I'm not getting any product this week. Whatever I have in stock is what I've got right now. But I was squeaking out some Phantasmal Flames and Destin's Rivals products at this point in time. And it has continued. Keep that Redbeard comment going as well. We're going to be talking about that as well a little bit here in the near future on this live. But yes, to me, when you look at the market, when we look at where we're at currently in this market, we are going to run into some situations that people are not going to come to realize. We know that Millennium Print Group has gone through and increased its printing facility. Now, how soon that's up and running is going to be an issue in itself. It could be they never gave a time frame for when that facility would be producing Pokemon cards, if it would be producing Pokemon cards. The assumption is they're renting space, and because they're renting space, that of course is in turn going to get us more product. But that's not necessarily true. And what they're going to print there is unknown. If they get it up and running by the time they get the equipment, everything set, get to actual production levels in that facility, it could be months, possibly even a half year. From the manufacturing standpoint, in my previous life, yes, it could take 6 months to a year to get a actual facility up and running, especially if it's not just an add-on to a facility. If you're talking a whole new facility, because you're going to have remodelements, you're going to have setups, you're going to bring in new power, you're going to have to relocate things. There's a lot of work and process that's involved, and in today's market, it's not like it was even 10 years ago where you could go to Lowe's and pretty much buy everything you want right now. That's not something that is actually going to be a thing. Anytime in construction right now, getting product and getting things is very difficult and takes a long period of time sometimes, which really backlogs things when it comes down to the actual product. So that's one of the things that I think that is really going to be a continued issue here moving forward. And without product showing up, without the market receiving product in large quantities, anything that's been downplayed right now is going to drop back into going the other direction very quickly. I mean, we can take a look at just about every set right now in the Pokemon TCG from the end of December. So even mid-December, I mean, Journey Together booster boxes, and one example that I could just pull up, I have on my screen right now. $222 was a booster box, and the sales were way down on it at that price. Following that, now we're getting higher sales, and the price is already back up to $250 here, and that's just in the course of 2 weeks. So in 2 weeks, we've already seen that one go up by about 14 to 15%. And I was going through some of these just trying to find for the thumbnail and stuff. Destin's Rivals is probably one of the few that have been maintaining about that 390. It really hasn't moved much at this point in time, but there again, it dropped from November's 400 price to about 390, and it's been staying consistently at 390. White Flare ETB is another one that's kind of an oddity, that mid-December they were about $75, and now today they're up to 83. So again, you're seeing about an 8% increase on White Flare. Black Bolt has actually been the exact opposite, staying absolute flatline at about $82. So basically there is no change. White Flare just caught up to Black Bolt. The next one we're going to look at, Surging Sparks, another one people have not been watching. But if you go to mid-December, it was about $240, and now today it's up to about $262. So there again, we are seeing the prices continuing going up on these particular products, and they are moving in the upward direction again. We were hoping to see a little bit more of a correction, a little bit more drop in price, and have an opportunity to get in on some of these at a decent price. That just hasn't happened. I mean, we can even go to Surging Sparks Elite Trainer boxes at this point in time, and you can go mid-December again, $65 on TCG Player. Today they're at $73. So once again, you're talking roughly about a 7.5% increase in the value of these things. So all the products are going back up again, and overall, again, we aren't seeing the product. We aren't seeing the product come in. And I think, Mason, I think that a lot of people that were here and in the investment world and in the Pokemon TCG back in 2021 knows that was actually the killing catalyst for the market, was the fact that we had so much product availability all over the place, and they reprinted things so much that it made it so that there was no profitability in that product any longer. They doused it down to where we were buying Battle Styles booster boxes at roughly $72 to $75 a piece. We were buying Chilling Reign booster boxes at like $83, $80 a piece. You were buying Evolving Skies all the way down at $99, $100 a piece at one point. And even Fusion Strike was down to about $90 a booster box. So it took even some of the best sets of the of Sword and Shield and dropped them all the way down to sub 100 prices due to the amount of product that was available in that market. And we see it again in the sets following that with not Destin's Rival, sorry, I'm in the newer sets, but if you go back to Sword and Shield, going to Battle or Brilliant Stars, and you could look at Astral Radiance, Lost Origin, and even going to Silver Tempest, the booster boxes were about 110, 105 at release, And you could buy that on any open market at that point in time at that value. And that's one of the things that was occurring was the market had corrected. We had that major crash because of all the product availability that came in. When the modern stuff crashed and took that heavy hit and brought everything down from like $180 all the way down to 100, or some of the products sitting up there at 100, $180, $200, and brought it down sub 100, it really chased a lot of people out of the market. And it took quite a while for the market to actually recover from that. And a lot of people left, which did change the course of the market as well. Then, of course, you go into a new era on the Pokemon TCG. Sometimes and usually causes a drop in the market, which partially, I don't know, Mason, maybe I've been looking at all the analytics to it. And I think that could also be a part of why the pricing has kind of dropped as well. We've moved into the Mega era. There's a lot of naysayers saying that Mega wasn't going to perform very well and that Mega didn't perform well before. So why would it perform great now? And that's another factor as well. And these are all things that we can look at for factors on what's happening. It definitely isn't because of the product availability. Walmart's every place I go to right now. If I go on a trip or go someplace, I go check out local stores because it gives you a feel for where's the product. Is there product out there that's sitting, and is there product availability? Could I go to Walmart right now for my kids and buy, some check lane blisters or sleeve blisters for my kids? And realistically, the answer to that is no. I went to both our local Walmarts here today, just before this live, to be able to kind of feel for what we've got going on, and they're empty cases. The shelves are empty. There's no check lane or none of the sleeve blisters available. There's no check lane blisters. There's some Pokeballs in the stackable tins. And there was 3 Twilight Masquerade ETBs. That's how bad Twilight Masquerade ETBs are doing right now, is they are still sitting on the shelf of Walmart and are not moving. So there are a lot of consequences right now to this market that people aren't foreseeing. Do I think that we're going to be seeing the market drop and be crashing in before the 30th anniversary? I don't think so. I don't think Pokemon intends to allow that to happen. I think that we're going to continue to be like this, and it's bad for businesses such as Mason and PokeNE, Danny Phantom, even myself, trying to continue to get product and get availability for you guys to be able to sell and get things back down to a reasonable price. Is going to be a big issue futuristically as well. Ascending Heroes is not going to help us. I've got one case of each type of the sticker or the text stickers and the 2-pack text stickers and the 3-pack Charizard and whatever the other one. There's a Charizard, the Ghastly or Charizard and Gengar sticker pack as well, those 3-packs. I've got one case of each. That's nothing. That's basically nothing. Booster box or ETBs of this set, I've got 0 allocation. 0. I think, Mason, I saw your video. You said you had like 63 between 2 locations. I talked to my local LGS to see where they were at on those as well, and they're getting roughly 35 or 30. 35 is what they've got right now, and he's trying to find some more. There's no availability to the ETBs, and those aren't releasing until March. So there's plenty of time to get those, or February 20th. So February 20th, those will be releasing, and we don't have any availability for those either. So what's going to change in the market? What's going to give us the product to maintain the level going down? And the answer to that is nothing. Tax season's coming as well. Another factor that I kind of look at for the sales end of things. Right now, January, February is usually kind of a lull in the market here between the holidays. And then when tax season starts to hit, beginning of March, mid-March, all of a sudden we'll get extremely busy, especially on those high ticket items. That's where if you're trying to sell like those higher end items. So something such as like these, if I'm trying to sell a product like this, I'm going to go ahead and list that product sometime here in the time frame of March, April, May. The reason being is people get tax return money, and people do get that money coming in. And when they get that money, they get a large sum of money. And that's when they go and buy those luxury items because they got that expendable money that they got from their taxes. So, and that's not everybody in the county, in the world, or in the country of the United States. That's just sometimes some people. But like myself, I usually get a fairly good tax return just because I intentionally do that, because I like getting a slug of money at the beginning of the year to get things going and be able to do the house repair. We've got all our garden stuff. We got a lot of stuff on the farm needs to be done. And it's really good to get that slug of money right at the beginning of the season in order to give us that boost where we're not pulling it out of personal accounts to do that. We're just taking expendable money. So that's the next season that we really should be looking forward to in the Pokemon TCG. And if you can have stock shelves and have some product availability to that, it's definitely going to be a great buildup for that season. But we're not getting it. Unless something changes in the next 2 months, that's not going to happen. And that's why my big theory is, and my big push right now for investment is, number one, you either try and get in right now on some of the sets, like you're saying, Twilight Masquerade, Elite Trainer boxes might be a good time to jump in them since they're so stinking low. Pretty much you can get them at MSRP right now, just about anywhere. You can start looking at some of the other sets that have come down and have not recovered at this point in time. Black and White, another one. If we don't get a reprint of Black and White with those ETBs, what is that going to do? What is that going to mean for the overall value of that particular set? It's really going to be interesting to see when the printers get going, how the printers affect us, and seeing people sitting there talking about how they think the market's going to crash here at the beginning of the year. I've been seeing some videos still. The naysayers are really into it, saying that the market's crashed. It's gone down in December. It's going to continue to crash to the beginning of the year. I don't see it happening unless we start seeing product, unless we start getting availability of product in our hands. We don't, and we start seeing distribution start to fill up with products where I could call up and maybe buy something other than, the junk that nobody really wants. That's going to continue to be a problem, and that's definitely going to be something that we will have to monitor. But do have the caveat knowing that when they get that second printing facility up and running, get that square footage moving product, it could also affect the market. Now, they might just concentrate that on the next celebration set, the 30th anniversary set coming as well. We don't know for sure. I do know that it's going to be really interesting to see how this all plays out with that coming through. That's going to be the real monkey wrench in the system for the investing side of things. It could be good for the business side of things. So the people that are in the investment side are probably going to be scared of that monkey wrench. The people on the business side are very excited for that monkey wrench and kind of hope that it happens. I would love to see and have availability to product again. As an investor, it's kind of that double-edged sword when you're doing both. In one side, I sit there and cringe because I really don't want to see the value of my investments go down in price. But on the other hand, I want more product, and I'd love to be able to sell more product in quantity and do it at a lower price in order to be able to do that. Now, Mason, if you're still here, let me know. Are you planning on selling your Ascended Heroes at MSRP? I do know that our local LCS has made it clear that as of right now, they are not. They can't sell it at MSRP. They're going to end up finding somewhere higher than that due to the fact that they're getting so little of an amount of it. They need to profitize on that. Yeah, sell at MSRP. They can't. I mean, you can't. Like your video said, you're going to make $1,800 on all them ETBs if you sold them at MSRP. $1,800 is barely enough to cover an employee for 2 to 3 weeks. So basically, you're kind of at a point where you have to make that decision, even as an LGS. And then people are going to go, LGSs are scalping because you have to sell more. My online store, I brought that up on our last live. My prices might be going up again, guys. I might not have a choice. Once again, I have to have a certain amount of throughput in order to pay for the websites, pay for, the throughput and all the stuff, chargebacks, things, all them stupid things that come through all the time. But once again, we have to have some kind of throughput in a business. Otherwise, I might as well mothball it, shut it down, and forget it. So what may end up happening is you're going to start to see price changing down the line for a lot of your LGSs again, for your online sources, for your online stores that have been consistently dropping prices to date, may start to go the other way. And it sucks, but unless we start getting product availability, it's not going to change. And now we're even looking at the other side of things. So that means MJ Holding and Excel side of things are starting to dry up as well. And that's going to be really interesting to see how overall that continues to play forward as in the near future here. Hopefully we continue to get product at those, but restock, I guess it's holidays. So I guess I'll leave it with that, with it being a holiday, that maybe that could be a factor as well, why the store shelves were empty. But just 3 weeks ago, they were completely stocked full. I mean, there were, over 1,000, probably 10 cases. So there's like 5 cases of Phantasmal Forces or Phantasmal Flames and 5 cases of Destin's Rivals on the shelf. She was trying to figure out where to put it all. And now this week it's completely empty and there's nothing left. So and then 3 weeks they chewed through 1,000 plus packs, maybe just short of 1,000 packs of the product. And where do you go from there? Are we going to get more? Is MJ Holding going to get more? Is it going to continue to move forward? So the questions really are arising to this. And I personally, if it was me, At this point in time, if you're new to investment and you're not capable of holding out, I would start looking at some of the cheaper stuff, start digging out some of that product, because currently I think that there's going to be another surge. We're going to see another surge up, and I think that you're going to have some good an opportunity to get in on that. So, all right. So I wanted to cut through that. That was one of the things I want to talk about. The next thing is that I did see it in here, and it's something that I just want to put my 2 cents in. It didn't really affect me at all overall, but doesn't I don't really care if it did or not. But Redbeard is a content creator. Mason says, "Who's Redbeard?" I saw him say that. But Redbeard is a content creator who created an app, a Discord site that actually monitors drops and has a network of people feeding into it to tell you where products being dropped at what time. So basically, you can sign up for a service, and he will tell you all the drops ahead of time, even down to the stores on the ground in local stores. His big threat is saw someone say that he's going to empty distro. He doesn't have access to distro. He's strictly a scalper. He's not a business in any way, shape, or form. But he is sitting there taking his guys now, and he said that he's going to send them out and start buying everything off the shelves in any place that he's covering at this point in time. So that's his next threat, is because we wouldn't take him into the community and we treated him badly. So he's hurt. His feelings are hurt because he's just flat out said he's a scalper, and the community doesn't have time for scalpers. I don't have time for scalpers either. So generally speaking, he kind of put himself on that, and he's been chastised in the market. People like Opossum Bud, was it Kira, and Vert, and all them guys kind of picked on him. Even Sandy or Rock Sandy all kind of picked on him and talked about him calling a scalping video. Once again, he's a scalper. He's a self-proclaimed scalper. He's claimed it himself. And the second you say that in this market, you're going to be chastised by it. It doesn't matter who you are. If I were to come out today and tell you that I am a flat-out scalper and that my business model is to literally go take all the product I can off a local shelf and resell it to you for 3 times price, I would expect to be chastised. I mean, that's just kind of going to be known in this community. It's a tight-knit community for the group, for the core group, for the feelings on that. But it's definitely something that came up. But his last video is that he came out and kind of attacked the other guys, and kind of went after Kira and all them people about their way that they treated him and the way that they said things, and contradicted himself 3 times in the video. I get it. But the other part of it is too that I don't like is that some of the retaliation from the content creators doesn't really make sense, I want to say, and probably the best way I could say it. So I was watching a video just today, and I'm going to try not to play it on accident, from Kyra. Kyra, I think. Is that how you say her name? Kyra? I don't know. I ran into the video because I was watching Rock Sandy's, and it came up as a suggested, so I listened to it. And hers kind of hit me kind of in a wrong way, because she not only attacked him, but attacked the investment bros and attacked everybody in her video, saying, nobody's making money. We're all broke ass. We're all not. Kyra, I can tell you right now, and I could show you on my accounts, and I've showed them here on my lives. I have made more money in my Pokemon investment in the last year than I have made working for the last 10. So if you think that we're broke ass Timmies because we're investment bros, you're far, far, far from the truth. And to sit there and throw us into a scalping group, I 100% agree with that. Broke as fuck. That's exactly it. I'm broke as fuck, but I've got $200,000 that I've made in the last 2 years on Pokemon. So yeah, I'm barely making her buy, man. But she I thought she used to invest. I saw her as an invest, and she's low-key hypocrite about that. Yeah. It's like I was watching a couple of her videos, and after I saw that one, and I'm like, weren't your original videos on investing? That's how you became friends with like Cool Trainer Ryan and all these people, and got into the back door of these things, was simply because of the fact that you were an investor bro yourself, a investor broad yourself, and started doing that. But her fat out attacks on things is, I get it. If you're a scalper, I would 100. If I was a scalper, I would 100% to be expected to be, slapped around and beat up. I would 100% expect those videos. And to be honest with you, like I saw someone in the comments, and I'll hit them up again. Being the villain, someone's got to be the villain. Cool Train or Team Rocket Joey's the villain. This guy Redbeard is the villain. I get it. Everybody's got to play their part in the Pokemon TCG, and that's the bigger factor to all of it. And it comes down to it is, you know, investment works. Pokemon investment has worked to this date. I will 100% say that. There are people that are running scalping channels. That's not investment. There's a big difference between investment and scalping. And even if someone goes to Walmart and cleans off all the check lane blisters and sleeve blisters and puts them away for 5 years because they don't have access to a distributor, is that scalping? Not really. Scalping, the whole and purpose of scalping 100% is to do quick flipping. You're not sitting on product. If your intention is to sit on product for a year, 2, even 6 months, 2 years, 5 years, whatever you're doing, you're no longer in the point of where you're a scalper because you're taking market risk. You're buying something and putting it away for a long period of time and holding on to it and seeing how it does for the long term. That's an investment. You can do that with realty. That's exactly what you do with realty. There's a lot of other investments and collectibles you can do that with. But if you are doing it as the thought process, I'm going to Walmart, I'm going to walk in and out of this place like an ant and get 50 to 100 sleeve blisters. I'm going to go on TCG Player because those sleeve blisters are selling right now for $9.99 today, and you're selling them right back immediately. You're scalping. That's the definition of scalping is that you're taking from the community, because the chances are is that I've seen people even sell them right back into their own community. Like I watch guys go to Walmart, completely clean off the shelf, tear it all down, remove everything out of there, and then literally go to Facebook Marketplace in the same town they live in and sell it right back to them for $5-6 more a pack. That's the absolute definition of scalping, is taking from your community or area where you purchase and selling it right back to it. That's scalping. 100%. But if you're taking some long-term risk, if you're sitting on this product and you're buying it at MSRP because MSRP is the cheapest place you can get it, eBay is double that, every place else is double that, you're making smart financial decisions on your investment if you're doing that. Granted, if you want to take the time to try and get it out of Walmart right now, all the more power to you. But that's the difference is that you need to understand that a scalper is going to do the quick flip. They are not holding on the product. They are not trying to hold any product for more than 30 days. If you are a scalper, you're buying stuff with credit cards and you're trying to hold it for more than 30 days, you're either very incompetent as a scalper or B, you are honestly not understanding that you need to get rid of this product before your bills come due. If you are an investor, you are taking expendable money that you may have put into another investment, you may have put it into another item that you were going to hold long term, and all you did is you shifted it into Pokemon because that's where the actual opportunities are at this point in time in the market. I will never hold that against anybody, even people buying at Walmart. I still believe in capitalism at the end of the day. Do I think there should be a 5-pack limit at Walmart? No, I do not. I will say that flat out. If you are in a capitalist society, there should be no limits. If you have cash, cash is king and cash wins. Plain and simple. If you can buy it, you can buy it. Eventually, if Pokemon were to just print product and actually produce like they did in 2022 and 2021, product would be available everywhere and it wouldn't matter how much they took because they couldn't afford it. You eventually price the scalpers out and they won't make any money because if it's selling online and from Walmart to online, it's selling for less than you can buy it at Walmart. That's what happened in 2021 and 2022. That's what chased all the scalpers out. That's the philosophy that needs to be kicked in. They had limits all the way through 2021. It never worked. It never stops. It never stops the overall movement in the markets. So the fact of the matter is that Pokemon needs to print. We need to have availability. You need to continually have supply on the shelves. And if you do not have supply on the shelves, then overall you are going to continue to create this market. And it's going to continue to happen. It's not going to fix. It may be a short-term fix now, but it's going to be a long-term problem overall unless we start seeing more product coming out. And I'm not going to talk about the scalper debates. 100%, I'm just telling you what the difference is. You can take it and you can argue it all you want. But the fact of the matter is that if you're holding on to something for a long term and you're taking market risk that it could drop out at any time and you still hold through that period, then you're an investor. Plain and simple. If your intentions are to hold things long term and try and make investments on it, then or make money on it long term, you're an investor. If you're trying to do a short term flip and try and get it and then sell it right back to the own community, then you are. then you're strictly a flipper slash scalper. And honestly, you're always going to be looked down in this community. Pokemon does not put up with that very well. It's not looked upon very well in the eyes of the community. And if you're going to come straight out onto a YouTube video and you make a YouTube channel based on the fact that you're scalping and you're creating a network for scalpers, you're going to get a lot of hate on that. I'm not going to sit. I wouldn't make a video against it because the more recognition you give these people, the worse off you are. And the Redbeard thing, I'm not going to touch on him really all that much because I really don't care what he does. I really don't care what Redbeard does. What he does is his own business. Pokemon could kill him in one heartbeat. He did it with sneakers. He can do it again with Pokemon. He'll do it with the next product. It's just going to be a matter of him continually flipping. The fact that we have some of the creators coming back and saying the things that they are and tying in investor bros and saying that everybody's broke as fuck and broke ass Timmies, yeah, because of the fact that you maybe were unsuccessful in investing on your side, that's your problem. If you couldn't figure out how to invest in the Pokemon TCG, many won't. Many people will join in on the investment side and fail because, number one, they don't have patience. Number two, they don't do research. And number three, they flat out just cannot keep products sealed. They can't take this box here, and let it sit from the day it was released in 2021 to today. I have not opened one of them boxes. There are 90% of the people in the hobby that cannot do that and will not do that. That is what the difference is between a lot of individuals in this hobby that are successful in investment, is they understand that I am not opening this product. I am not going to make money on this by opening it. It's better to leave it sealed and let it mature. And if you have the mindset that you're going to open stuff and make money, you're going to pull that chase card out of there. Big money, big money. There's an Umbreon in that one. I know it. Ah, crap, there wasn't. I'm going to open that one because that one, nope, that one didn't. That one's got the Umbreon. When you play that game on your investments where you're trying to turn a, for sure, sealed investment into a chase investment and trying to hit the chase card out of something, it's always going to end up in disaster. And that's where most investors will fail long term when it comes down to a collectible, is the fact they can't keep things sealed. And that's going to be the bigger issue. So, once again, guys, thank you everybody for joining in this far. That's what I had to say. Basically, with the market changes, if we don't get product, the pricing is going to go up. And once again, some people are really not very smart on how they attack people, because if you don't understand the market, you're never going to be able to really get in on that part of it. But the other part of it is too, is that maybe you should put your attacks to the right person, not the other side of the community that is a stable part of this community and has actually created a better stability in this market over the last few years, for sure. It gives outlets where people are continually buying products. We're not seeing the drops where nothing gets bought, because investors do buy product regardless, and they will put away just about anything at one point. Yeah, Shining Fates was 120 to 140. There was 140 at one point. All right, let's go back to the top. Like I said, I'm going to welcome on in everybody. Thank you so much, Jacob, for being in here. Kevin Clear, thank you so much. Mason Berry, I've acknowledged you a few times, but thank you for being in here tonight. Casper the Friendly Ghost, welcome on in as well. Streamlabs making an appearance because someone used capitals. Mr. Dragonite. And let's see here. I'm just trying to see if anybody else is in here. Machine Candy. Hey, how's she going tonight? Welcome on in. Jensen, thank you so much for being here as well. Blitzkrieg, and it's always greatly appreciated to have you in here tonight. And let's take a look here. I don't think I missed anybody. If I did, I apologize, but I'll probably catch you on the question side of things. I'm going to kind of skip through because there's getting to be a lot of comments real quick, but let's go ahead and kind of knock down through some of these comments. Jacob, yo. Mason says, where's the reprints? I've been saying that for quite a while. Senate Heroes is going to be a cluster. Yes, it is. A complete cluster F for sure. Kevin Clear. So how much is the Gengar going for out the gate? Not 300, with the packs being 20 to 30. 50. I could see that Gengar out. It's going to really depend on the pull rates again. Kind of like the Charizard. We talked about that. Pull rates on that set are really going to determine how many SIRs are in Ascended Heroes right now as well. So if I go to Ascended Heroes card list. Let's see what the card list is for Ascended Heroes. Because some of them may not be in there. I'm going to pull them open right here. Oh, let's find it. Is there even a card list right now? I don't even know if it's even been put out there yet. Even here we go. here. Ascended Heroes. Let's take a look at Ascended Heroes. Yeah, there's hardly anything. So we have very little information right now. It's really going to come down to how many SIRs are in the set, the pull rate of those SIRs. All of those things are really going to be a big factor for how the set's going to perform. And I'm looking through the illustration rares right now. There's some decent ones, illustration rares. A couple of them I wouldn't mind having. Another Iono's Waddle, just what I wanted. Another one of those. Bayonet looks pretty cool. The Mimikyu, Team Rocket's Mimikyu, the illustration rare looks pretty sick. Trivent looks pretty good as well. I'm looking forward to that one. Spiritomb is kind of a cool one. Probably an offbeat one that people are going to be looking at, but that one is there in there as well. Am I looking at the wrong set? No, it says Ascended Heroes, so yeah, there's the Psyduck. I haven't seen that one. The Psyduck's pretty cool as well. Going down the list here, I'm trying to see if they've got any of the secret rares. The Pikachu's pretty cool. Frostlass. So we got a Frostlass EX in this one. Got the 2 Pikachus. I think the 2 Pikachus are going to do really well. Also, how many SIRs are there? Because there's the Dragonite. I know that. There's how many Pokemon SIRs are there? Fezidente. There's the Steven's Metagross. Marnie's Grimmsnarl is in there. The Mega Gengar. The Mega Scrappy. And Zoark. So we got what? 1, 2. There's that Mewtwo in here again. We got another Lily's Clefairy in the SIR department. And I think this one is going to be as well. So this one should be as well. Electros, I think, will be also Frostlass. So we got 1, 2 for Alligator. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19. Plus you're going to get the Mega Charizard YEX and the Dragonite, Mega Dragonite EX gold cards as well. So, I mean, the card itself, the set itself, I like. I think that there's going to be some really good cards in there. That Pikachu, I love the illustration rare Pikachu. I think that that's a pretty sick-looking card. The Frostlass, to me, is also going to be a really cool one. For Alligator, of course, is going to have some nostalgia behind it, which is going to be a driving factor for that one. Lily's Clefairy, again, I think that that's a little bit better of an artwork than the first one from Journey Together, but once again, it's another Lily's Clefairy floating around out there. The Mega Gengar, of course, is a sick card. I want that card. I'm hoping I can get that one right away. Mega Dragonite, it is what it is. I think it's going to be all right. Marty's Grimmsnarl, I think, is going to be another one that's going to do really well in the set. So, Ascended Heroes looks good, but there are quite a bit of the SIRs in them, which will help. A lot of times when you have low SIR numbers into it, that can really affect the pricing of the cards. So out the gate, I could see that Gengar for the first, at least until the ETBs hit the ground, I could see that Gengar going for $800 to $1,000. Not gonna lie, I think that if I had to put a number on it on what I think it could do and what it probably will do, is I would think that Gengar will be over $1,000. I think between $1,000 and $1,200, in my opinion. And that's just going to be not because it's not going to be because of the fact that it's going to be a hard pull necessarily. It's going to be more because of the fact that it is going to be very scarce to get the packs, and the packs are going to be very expensive, number one. And number two, there are not going to be very many packs because I don't think that there's going to be a lot of product coming on the first one. So whether or not that's correct or not, I really do I do feel that there's probably an opportunity for that. Do I know that for sure? No, but that's my complete guess just based on how the market's been. The Charizard, I mean, you look at other SIRs that were easier to pull, and they were around $700 on release, $800 on release. So this Gengar I could see going up over $1,000, $1,000 to $1,200. Put them in the chat right now. It'll be forever immortalized here on the live for when we actually get released. What do you think in the chat the Gengar is going to go for on release? And you can give a straight number. I'm just curious to see where you guys think it's going to end up because my bet is I'm going to put 1150. I think we're going to see that around 1150 before the ETBs come out, and then we'll see the price come down a little bit on that. So my guess is 1150 out there. LOL, Redbeard rated all the distros. Redbeard is not rating distros. He does not have distro access unless one of his scalping network people has a distributor. but they can make just as much money selling themselves. So I don't know why they would join in on his cluster F of scalping. Let's see, 500. Yeah, so we already talked about that with Mason. Casper says, I'm just buying from people on OfferUp. Been stocking up on Phantasmal Flames for $200 a box. Yep, there's been some really good deals. There's been some really good deals out there right now currently. If you are looking around and if you have a little bit of cash, I've been picking up some still. People are panic selling still. And they're getting out and they're worried and they're scared and all the other things because of the last month. They're not looking at today's date. They're not looking at the last week. They're stuck on what everybody was saying last month with the crash. The market's falling apart, blah, 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 sell out, get out, all the other things. And they're panic selling at this point. So I'm getting a lot of good collections right now. I just picked up, and I'm sure they bought them at Walmart. Don't care. I don't care where you buy it from. But I'm getting a bunch of Phantasmal Flames again. I'm getting working on looking at about $7,000 offer right now, and I'm also working on a $14,000 offer right now on products. So we're working out some deals with a couple people. Once again, I don't see product coming in the near future. So my options is that I got to start offering and working with individuals out there to see what I can get. I will not buy loose packs of Prismatic, which is one of the holdups with the $14,000 order too. I just found out by his order sheet or what his collection has is that he has like 500 loose packs of Prismatic, and I don't want them. I will not buy loose packs of Prismatic due to the fact that they can all be weighed very easily. So to me, it's not worth taking the risk. I don't know this guy that well. I know of him. I don't know him that well, and I'm not willing to spend that kind of money on Prismatic packs that could have been weighed out, and there's nothing in them. So it's just not worth that risk. So that's one of the holdups on that one is that the fact that 500 packs are actually Prismatic that are loose packs. So basically, he broke down ETB sticker packs. Why would you break them down? Why would you break those down? That was my question is how did you get them? Well, I broke down a bunch of ETBs, and his reasoning was he wanted the promo from the ETB. It's like, okay, but that makes sense, but you took 6-pack bundles and all this other stuff as well and broke all of it down into single packs. Why would you do that? Why would you break down a 6-pack bundle? It doesn't make sense. There's only one reason that you're doing that, and that's because of the fact that you are literally looking for the weighable packs. So he weighed out God packs, demigod packs, so I won't buy them. Just something to be cautious of. If you are buying and looking at buying collections in this market, watch certain sets because they are extremely weighable. Prismatic is one of them. Don't buy loose pack. I would highly suggest not buying loose packs of Prismatic. If they're in like 3-pack bundles, booster bundles, ETBs, sealed products, absolutely. I would buy that in a heartbeat. But he has 0 of the products that are sealed. All the packs are loose. And it's like, yep, nope, I'm not interested. And he wants to sell that. He won't. He sounds like he won't. I may not get that because of the fact that he's got those and he won't take them out. So, yeah, I either got to buy them or I'm going to end up, I just don't want to deal with it because I'm going to sell them. The other option is I take them, sell them on TCG Player, try and roll them through there at market price and see what I get out of them. But there again, you're going to run into the same situation where then you could potentially get bad reviews because they're a weighed product, no hits. Someone buys 50 of them, gets nothing. They're going to come after me. And it's just, once again, you got to weigh that risk to reward, and I just don't see it in that kind of situation. Blitzkrieg went through there, went through that. I pulled the Galarian Zapdos V. Like running up the mountain. Galarian, very nice. That'll go right with your Galarian Articuno you pulled on our channel the other night. So Mr. Dragonite did pull the Galarian Articuno from Chilling Rain on a free pack. That's right, we did a giveaway and he got the free pack. We opened it and he got the Galarian Articuno V alternate art from Chilling Rain. So that was kind of a fun night as well. That was a big night. We had a lot of good hits that one. Redbeard is everywhere. Pokemon vending machine restocks been plenty good. Some people said they've been fairly decent. Other places they're completely sold out. That's another one of those things that are kind of hit or miss, and they are supplied by. From what I understand, is that they are supplied by the local distributors. So at least that's my understanding on it. Is that basically if your distributor has some product, but they have products set aside for that as well, which is taken into consideration. Let's see here, going down, vending machines. Next year, Redbeard ran over all those hopes and dreams. Yeah, the mini tins. He ran over a bunch of mini tins, the Mega Evolutions mini tins. I watched his video. Nothing wrong with playing the bad guy, exactly. Except he is actually he's not playing. That's the biggest thing. I think that's the funny thing is that he's not playing the bad guy. You know, Team Rocket Joey plays the bad guy and kind of acts the way he does. This guy is actually, I think, the bad guy. Literally the equivalent of a bad guy. All right, where are we at? Uh, TRJ used to play the bad guy. Yeah, he's kind of moved on a little bit away from that. Got me 7 Lydio illustration rares. Very nice. I think that's going to pan out fairly well futuristically. Nothing wrong with wanting to make money off of Pokemon. No, we all want to make money off of Pokemon. All of us as business and all of us as investors, that's our goal. 100%. Like I said, once again, I am a capitalist person. What he does is his business. I mean, he wants to do it. That's fine. He'll be gone the first time that the market changes. He's one of the guys. He'll move on. He went from sneakers to Pokemon, and he's just going to do that over and over and over again. He's just going to move on to the next thing. Maybe he'll be in One Piece next week. He'll be hitting up all of One Piece. Let's see here. Jacob, nice. I picked up 3 Bulba promo cards. Very nice. They're nice little cards. Jacob says, whatever helps you sleep at night, Kevin. Guys coming from Blitzkrieg. Get them while you can. What's up, y'all? How's it going, Machine Candy? I'd rather have SV than SWSH. I honestly like both of them for their own reasons. I do like some of the sets a little bit better, and I like some of the V's a little bit better in the Sword and Shield era. But I like the variety of the illustration rares and the SIRs in the Scarlet and Violet. The variety and the availability of your characters and stuff are way higher in the Scarlet and Violet era. So I like it because I do like kind of the exclusivity of some of the V cards and that trainer gallery in the Sword and Shield block. But I do early Sword and Shield I really don't care for very much. But definitely from basically Battle Styles on the alternate art era forward, I definitely like a lot of the cards inside of there, and I still think like that Celebi card, that Gengar card. I like the Gengar VMAX better than I like the Mega one. Might be a hot take. It's fine. I can take it like a man. I just think the artwork is more fitting to Gengar, in my opinion. So I think it fits better. I like it a little bit better than I do like the new one coming out. But to each their own. So you may like it, I may not. And that's just the fun thing about Pokemon. We can all like what we want. There is nothing against that. Blitzkrieg, man, $99 boosters. What a time. Chilling Rain booster boxes 7. Yeah, I mean, it was crazy. I mean, we could get some really good prices. Everything was really reasonable. And Evolving Skies didn't stay down that far very long, but there was a window of time where you could do that. I still go back to it. I was going to stop in on Dan's live because I still laugh about that comment I made when I said, you know, what would be wrong with investing right now if you were new to the market and investing 180 when booster boxes were $190 for Evolving Skies like 3 years ago. I said, so maybe it's a time to invest on his live, and he's just like going back and forth how he would never do that. That's absolutely crazy. And it's like ever since then I kind of like gone, $190 3 years ago is looking pretty darn good right now if you would have actually gone and invested into it at that point. Even at 190, it's just a set, but it's a very goated set. It's a huge set overall for the performance of it. It's going to be hard to replicate that set. Let's be 100% honest. It's one of those unicorns in the Pokemon TCG, and no matter what you do with it, you could print more of it. You could print it right now. If you were to go and reprint Evolving Skies right now, it would be sold out in a matter of hours to days. You wouldn't be able to find it anywhere again. The price may drop by 50%, but give it a year, it'll probably be right back to where it was pre-reprint. It is such a goated set and a desired set that it just cannot. It's just a unicorn in the market in general, and that's just something you can't compete with. I don't know. There's no set out there or prior to that I can say is set in the perspective and goated as much as Evolving Skies. Let's see. Caught up here. That's when buying cases made sense. Yes, we bought a lot of cases back then. I have a lot of Sword and Shield cases because of that. Is it me, or would Bearded Pikachu be the best seller ever? I don't know about that. I wouldn't do that one. Might pick up a case of Twilight Masquerade ETBs. Price is great. I think that it's MSRP right now. I bet you can find them probably cheaper online. If you did some searching right now, you might be able to find them under MSRP. Some guys just trying to get rid of them out of their stores right now because they just do not move very fast. Twilight might drop a little more. Could be smart. Twilight is my pick for a sleeper set. It might take. I think Twilight Masquerade is going to end up being it's going to be a middle ground set. There's just not enough bones in it to really. There's not enough bones in it to make it drive. Greninja is good, but it's not good enough. It's not a Charizard. It's not a high end like a Charizard or a Mewtwo or something like that. That's really gonna bind and drive a set. Once again, I always talk about that Acre Pokemon in a set. Twilight Masquerade, Greninja just doesn't do it. The Eevee is actually the second best in illustration rare, so it's not hard to do or get. I mean, realistically, it's Greninja or bust in that set. Blood Moon or Saluna is never going to be a big chase futuristically. It's playable, but it's not really going to hold up. Ogre Ponds are just not going to be, big chases right now. I don't see those cards being like, oh my god, I must have anytime in the future. So when you're looking at a set, you really have to look at what is going to be the driving factor futuristically for somebody to want to buy this set. If you look at Twilight Masquerade, the Greninja's got popularity, but still, it's a small window of popularity compared to a Charizard, a Mewtwo, Lapras, not in the Lapras, but even going into Stellar Crown, the Bulbasaur and the Squirtle are two cards in that set that are going to drive better than the Terapagos. That's just something that people cling to, but there you got two cards. Yes, they're illustration rares, but people do want them. You go to Destin's Rivals, you got that Cynthia's Garchomp, and then you've also got Team Rocket's Mewtwo. Both really heavy hitters, along with that Team Rocket's Moltres and that Ethan's Oho. So this set is really, really strong because you have 4 SIRs that are extremely popular Pokemon in the lore and in the hobby and for collectors. So those are all factors. Psyduck, again, pulling up on the backside. Yeah, it's a little bit less, but it's still a very, really, really big hitter when it comes down to the card set. And Misty Psyduck will do really well. You can go ahead. Misty's Lapras, another one. I mean, you got that in there as well. And you got the Team Rocket's Meowth, all of which. Houndoom, another card. I think that this card is actually a little bit sad for its performance. I thought that Houndoom would be be right up there around that $20 card with the Misty's Lapras and all that. And the fact that it's $11 right now is kind of a travesty for that card. I definitely was thinking better things for that. I think it's a sick looking card, and I think overall it's a really good collector's piece futuristically. But yes, you got to look at what people are going to want in order to call a set a sleeper set. Twilight Masquerade does not have the makings of a sleeper set. I think it's going to be a middle of the ground set forever and always. Yes, it will go up in value. Yes, it will continue to move up, but it's going to be more like an Astral Radiance compared to Brilliant Stars Lost Origin. I mean, it's going to sit in between them. It's never going to perform as good as the rest, and it's always going to be behind. For the price point, though, it might be worth taking the gamble. The price point is there right now for Twilight Masquerade, especially for ETBs, to get in and kind of sneak in and get some good value on those in the current market. Now, if the market does correct, that would be one of the sets I could see taking another hit as well. Not because of the fact that, it's going to get a reprint, but because of the fact that it's going to get a lot of potential drop because people are just going to lose interest in it extremely fast. So these are all things that I would bring forward with that set. It's been pretty flat for the last, 6 months. We had it up at $100, and since that reprint, it's been about $78 now since September. So it got one reprint, it never recovered from it. It has not had any recovery on that particular product since then. Let's see. We're gonna go down the list now. Looking at here, got through there, but it could go up with the Greninja set coming soon. I don't think it's going to affect it much. Personally, I don't think a Greninja set's going to affect that very much. People don't go back. One thing you'll learn, especially when you're selling Pokemon, is that going back and selling older product, especially in the Scarlet and Violet era, is extremely difficult. It has its peak. Once it peaks, people go to the next set. Once they move on to the next set, they don't really go back. Let's see here. Going down here. Could be smart. I usually do 2 cases of ETBs for each set. Andy, you got any Twilight? I do not have any cases available. No, I only got some loose ETBs. I didn't get any cases of it. I tried, but I didn't get it. I got like 6. I got one time. I got the equivalent of a case, but of course they don't send it to me all at once. I got one grouping of 6, and then I got one grouping of 4, and then I got 3 or 4 more after that. So they've kind of trickled in, but they didn't send them in case quantities to me. I wish. Guys, please like the video and show some love. Yes, make sure you guys hit that like button if you have made it this far in the video, especially. See, there's about 14 people watching with only 5 likes. Take a moment, hit that like button, help out, and keep the channel moving a little bit. Selling an MSRP, he laughs. Oh, maybe the new Lego set, Distract and Sneaker and Crypto Bros for a minute. Crypto, I've been putting a lot of money into crypto just because it's down so far. It makes sense right now with the current slump in that. Lego sets, I don't think are making any difference whatsoever in our market. I don't think that they're comparable. I think the bigger problem is just people are running out of money. The slump was caused by the fact that we ran into a new era. It always causes a little bit of a slump. People don't want to go into a new era, new change, but it wasn't a big enough change where I think it slowed down a lot of people. I think the bigger problem is you bottlenecked. We had so many sets so fast. You had 4 sets in 6 months. You had, 2 sets technically. I mean, if you want to get technical, we had 5 sets because black and white are individual sets. But you had Journey Together, you had Destin's Rivals, you had black and white, you had Mega and Phantasmal Flames. But you had Destin's Rivals, 2 Phantasmal Flames, all within a 6-month period. That's a ton. That's a lot of money people were bleeding just trying to keep up. And overall, I think that we bottlenecked. I think we bottlenecked in November because that's when Phantasmal Flames came out. And it just basically everybody just ran out of money. And they went, we can't, we're out. And I think Blitzkrieg, you can tell us during the lives. People were coming and supporting the lives like they always do, but they weren't buying as much in November and December, early December. It was a lot slower. People flat out said, I can't do it this week. I'm all tapped out. It was a very common statement that was happening. So it is something that I think happened. It was more the factor for the market change was the fact that people were just tapped out. And then we had Magic the Gathering. You had Avatar come out, The Last Airbender. You had the Lorcana set come out as well. So people that are varying in their TCGs. You had Whispers in the Well release, plus Fabled was doing really well at that point in time. You had Spider-Man sitting there as well. So you've had all of these things kind of just bottleneck right there. OP13 released as well. So you basically, there was too much money going too many places and people were making decisions on what they wanted to buy, especially since a lot of our market and the sales side of things is based on what people have money to purchase. And I think people are just bottoming. They were maxed out. They were just tapping out and saying, I can't go anymore. So I don't think Lego had much to do with it. I don't think that was part of it. I think flat out, it was just the fact people were out of money. And the set and the error change all at the same time kind of drew people back a little bit to see how it was going to perform, how them gold cards were going to perform. Were they going to be sought after? Those were all going to be factors as well. So let's go on down. We're going to try and catch up here, guys. Please, did that one. Maybe already looked at that. Lego. We're going to stop the Legos conversation. I'm going to skip over some of those. Blitzkrieg and Jacob. 30 packs, 50 cents. People haven't decided how greedy to be yet. Jensen said Lego is partnering with Pokemon this year. They are also, Lego's partnering with everybody. They're also supposedly going to be partnering with Halo, and they're going to be partnering with Star Trek as well. So, I mean, Lego is realistically partnering with everybody and their brother right now. They're getting to be like Magic the Gathering. Let's just go partner with someone and let's make some shit. Let's do it. Let's make the Spider-Man set that is not congruent with any set because, yeah, Spider-Man, baby, let's go. Same thing with Avatar. It doesn't really fit with anything, but yeah, we're doing Avatar. It's just everybody's starting to do these partners. Next thing you know, I'm sure all the Magic the Gathering people are going to be excited because next week they're going to announce Hello Kitty. We're going to be doing a Hello Kitty Magic the Gathering set, just like MetaZoo. Absolutely made up. FYI. If you're a Magic fan, I am just kidding. Don't take that to heart. I am just joking. If they announce it, it was complete accident. I did not know. I have no inside sources for that. So if they announce it next week that they're doing a Hello Kitty Hello Kitty release of Magic. I had no idea. I'm just being facetious. FYI, I don't know. Yeah, they're gonna kill it if they. Oh my god! Please no, Blitz. Please no. Chicks on Facebook do that for free. I don't care about Redbeard's content. No, I don't. We're gonna skip through most of the Redbeard stuff. Curious to invest. I thought she did. I was looking through. She must have deleted the videos because I thought I saw her as an investor, and then all of a sudden I went back through her videos, and her videos didn't start until fairly recently. So she must have deleted a lot of her old ones at that point. Probably a failed investor, and now that she picks on the investment market because of it, because she became broke ass. Everybody else must be. Yep, she is praying the broke. To get that. Never listen to women. Never listen to. I'm clear Walmart. Yeah, I'm clearing the Walmart, even if it's dirty together sleeves. Well, there's not much left in Walmart at this point in time, so let me get this straight. Someone goes to Walmart on release day and sells them that day for 58 pack. He's a scalper or smart. Still scalping. Smart or not, it's still scalping, Kevin. At the end of the day, if you want to sit there and go and buy stuff same day, you can try and justify it, but you're scalping. That flat out. If you take it from the open, if you were to clear out the store, completely remove something from the original market so that there's no availability, and then force people to buy it from you at an upcharge price immediately or right after, then you are a scalper. Flat out. If you're buying it same day, jacking the price and selling it back to the same people that would have bought it, yeah, you're a scalper. Sorry, bud. That's your philosophy. That's scalping. He isn't smart. He isn't smart in the long term. Fight them kids. Gonna start throwing some Pokeball. Yeah, they see a kid come, just whip a dive ball at him. Nope, get out of here. That's mine. My stuff. My toy. This is my toys, Timmy. You're the broke ass Timmy, not me. He isn't smart to do. Let's see. They should ban adults from buying Pokemon then. Make it illegal. Why? I think you're absolutely fine buying Pokemon. I said here earlier, I think that if you've got the money and the capital, you should be able to buy what you want. Just know that if you make a channel about it in the future, you're going to be chastised for it. I'm not saying you can't scalp. I don't agree with it. I don't think it's right. I think that it's kind of BS that you're doing it, but on the other hand, I am a capitalist, and I truly do believe that if you want to go and rip the shelves clean in Walmart, have the capital to do it right there to pull it off, all the more power to you. I can't stop you, and I don't think anybody should stop you. I don't think it should be illegal to do it. I don't think that there should be limits on products. I think that if you want to screw them, you go and you just print product, right? It's a printable set. All you got to do is make the printers, as Rudy would say, make the printers go burr, and you fix the problem. And they get money in return. I don't understand why Pokemon isn't printing this stuff to death. But if you want to go be a scalper, go be a scalper. It's a free country, my friend. If you live in the United States and you want to go clean a Walmart off and be like a stupid ant going in 5 at a time to do it, go for it. Go sell them at 3 times price in the parking lot. I don't care. I don't agree with people buying it either, because if people don't buy that shit, then you don't make money either. But to each their own. I mean, I'm not going to sit there and tell you you shouldn't do something or go do something. I just think that it's a Pokemon problem. It's not a scalper problem. It's not a person problem. It is a company problem. And if you don't get product and you don't produce product, then you can't bitch kids aren't getting product. It's them. It's their part. It's Pokemon's issue. If Pokemon printed to demand, and if Pokemon overprinted and killed it, they would fix the problem. Scalpers wouldn't be able to buy it because everybody could go buy it somewhere else other than the scalpers. Problem solved. It takes very little to fix the problem. Pokemon doesn't want to solve it. That's all it comes down to. Let's see here. If adults couldn't buy it, yeah, kids wouldn't be buying it anyways. It's just sit on a shelf forever. Scalper debate. We're going to skip a lot of the scalper stuff at this point. Shining Fates. Bought a case of ETBs when they were $250 a case and $420. Yeah, I mean they for Battle Styles. I bought 5 cases of ETBs at $28. So Yeah, they were $28 a piece. So you got them a little better than I did at the time. But I didn't have distribution either. I was just doing that. So, let's see here. I pulled the Gengar on my first box. Awesome. That's a great hit. Ascended Heroes looks good. Too bad it won't be worth opening until the ETB. Even when the ETBs drop, I don't think it's going to be great. You could probably ask Mason if Mason's still here. We aren't getting ETBs either. So I don't know when it's going to be great. I don't know if it's ever going to be great, to be 100% honest. Especially as drawn out as it is. So even if you wait a month, so we've got the drop on January 20th. I don't remember. January 20th. It's like January 25th. And then you have the next drop coming on February 20th, which then will be the ETBs. And then you got another drop March 30th. And then you got another drop on April 23rd. So we're spreading this out over 5 months. It's never going to be good. I think there's something coming in May too. So you're basically spreading it over 5 months. The release on this is going to be dumb. My fear is that by the time it gets to the 6-pack bundle and it gets to the other products, people are going to lose interest and move on. Because they're going to print another set in there as well. So we're going to get a full set probably in February, I would assume. And I think people might lose interest in Ascended Heroes pretty quickly, especially with the inability to get it. Just trying to go through everything here, looking at all this stuff. Make sure I cover all the basics there. So I want to open more, and I already have the Gengar. What does that say? It's a good set. I think the Japanese set looks really, really good too. I think it's a fun product. Not to mention you have God Packs. That's a good thing too. Nick, welcome on in. Just a Moonbuster. Who is your favorite rock type Pokemon? Favorite rock type? I don't even. Steelix? Steelix is a steel type though. Onyx because it becomes Steelix? I don't have very many rock type fans. I don't know very many rock types off the top of my head to be wondering. It's not my favorite area of Pokemon. I would say Onyx just because it would become Steelix. How do you guys spell Onyx? Here's a fun one for the chats too afterwards. How do you guys spell Onyx? Now, I remember it spelled differently when I was a kid, and now this is one of those Mandela effects that are out there. But in the chat, let me spell Onyx how you spell it. Or how you remember it. If you don't look it up, just go by your memory for all you Pokemon fans out there. Crystal Onyx. Yeah, there was Crystal Onyx too. See, we've already got it. We've already got it in the chat already. The Mandela effect in full effect. What universe are you from, Blitzkrieg? You are not from ours. Get on out of here. How much was yours? Mason says, dang, wish would have come by some my Evolving Skies boxes. Well, yeah, I was thinking the booster box is at 1,200. Market's not going to correct. It's just going to be irrational. It's going to be irrational for a long period of time, especially without product and without reprints and without things coming that can affect or change the market and make it better. Let's see here. Oh my God, they're going to kill it with Hello. Oh yeah, Hello Kitty. Shrouded, Persian and Houndoom look prime and at current market. Let's just pull open Shrouded Fable. It's been a while since I've looked at it. The set is, those two cards are really going to be the two cards that would be worth anything in Shrouded. Fezidente Raw is actually doing, but even look at the price at Earthen Vessel. That was the highest card at like $80. Now it's down to $35 as well. So we're starting to see that move downward. Persian, $40. The Duskull, I think the Duskull, Dusclops, and Dusknoir line also are fairly good. But Horsey, I like too. There are some illustration rares I think are going to do okay. This one could become, if it continues to do what it's doing, it could become a sleeper set. Once again, no reprints on it is definitely going to be the biggest factor on that. I mean, but still, Shrouded Fable ETB has not moved in like a year. It's still at about, I mean, they make the graph look huge because it moved like from $69 to $72. So it's got like dollars make it go like a freaking mountain on this graph. So yeah, I mean, I think your better bet on, if you were going to do anything in this set. If I was going to put my money on anything, it would be the Greninja and the Greninja and the Seadra boxes. I think those ones are going to be, again, I think that they're going to surge again more than the ETBs. If I'm looking sealed product, I would look at the Shrouded Fable, the illustration collection case or collection boxes. I think will be the better ones. Okay, so where are we at? We're getting close to the end here. Just a move booster. Yeah, we talked about that. Crystal Onyx. So yeah, Onyx. When I was a kid, I remember it being NYXO, and now all of a sudden it's or ONYX is what it used to be. Wow, I went like completely dyslexic. I apologize for that. My dyslexia kicked in. ONYX. That's what it was when I was a kid. Now, supposedly the cards, and I went back and looked because I went bullshit. And I look back and look, and apparently now it's ONIX. And I distinctly remember it always being with a Y. Hey, Pika Pika, how's it going? In my area, targets have, or my targets tend to have cards plenty continuously. They have been for the last couple months. This is the first week that our shelves are actually cleaning out because they didn't restock anything last week, but it could have been because of the holidays. So it'll be interesting to see this week if we do get a restock at our Walmarts, but both of the ones locally are pretty well cleaned out of Pokemon. You can get Pokeballs. The stackable tins are there, and then those MJ Holding crap packs with the Umbreon card on the front of it. Those ones are still, those are all over the shelves. They're pretty much covering the shelves with those, and of course, deck boxes or the battle decks, pre-made battle decks are available as well. So, but that's pretty much it. It's pretty well cleaned out. There's no One Piece left. One Piece is cleared out, but there is other stuff. You know, sports cards. They must have been there last week because my buddy was saying he picked up on Tuesday. He said he picked up a bunch of sports cards, so he got a bunch of the sports cards off the shelf, and he said he got prismatic tins. So he said they had like 10 prismatic tins at the Walmart. So they must have gotten restocked, and they just didn't get any like sleeve blisters or that product back. Yeah, Kevin, I remember it being, oh, IX? Boy, he's going all on. What? We're all from different universes. Pika Pika, out of the two of my nearby Walmarts, only one sometimes have collection boxes and sleeves. See, I have two of them that actually do fairly well. One gets considerably more than the other, and so there is that availability. But I now that you say that, they must have restocked. They just didn't put any much Pokemon out, if any, because they had no more sleeve blisters out. They had no more check lane blisters out. Because my buddy did say he was there. My friend was there, and he said they got 5 prismatic tins, and he also got some sports. He does sports cards more than anything, and he said that he picked up a few boxes of new sports set. So, Oinix, Blitzkrieg remembers Oinix. So, all right, guys, we are a quarter after. Thank you guys, everybody, for joining in. Once again, greatly appreciated for you guys joining in. Thank you, Nick, for dropping in as well here at the end, and Pika Pika, thank you so much for being here as well. Greatly appreciate everybody comes in. Make sure you guys hit that like button. Take a moment before you leave to hit the like button. Go back and watch the video if you like, talking about what's happening in the market, what we're seeing from the business and distribution side as well. And overall, guys, make sure you guys be safe out there. We will be live on Friday, 9 p.m. Central Time as well. We'll be doing Rip and Ship on Friday and Sunday, 9 p.m. So come join us. If you want to talk about Pokemon stuff, we have discussions about Pokemon as well while we open cards. So this is a little bit more fun that way as well. So come join that. I've been doing videos. I got a couple shorts I'm going to be putting out the next couple days all set up. So we're going to continue to push some things out and keep the channel going again. Trying to move again. I just got so busy at work. And that's been a big issue as well. It's just trying to keep up with work has been getting very difficult. Blitzkrieg, you still got some prismatic? I do. I have one more 3-pack blister in the shop, and then I do have a bunch of I have mini tins available. So I did have probably a set and a half left of the mini tins available down there from the 2 boxes I got. So yeah, that's gonna be it though for that. Oh, one question I have for you guys too. This is gonna be one of the shorts, but while you guys are in the live, I'm gonna ask you guys. So I don't know about you guys, but I've been trying to find these acrylic cases because I got some boxes that I'd like to protect, such as like these ones where they kind of get dust on the top of them, and I'm afraid if I keep rubbing the dust off of them to clean them, they're eventually going to wear that plastic out and get rid of the marking. So my question is to you guys. I was looking at the price of these. I can find them for about around 25, 24.99 a piece. If I find some sales, I can get them down to 20. Yeah, it has a special on those. So Logan's Pokey has a special. So let me pull them open. My question is that I can produce those. I can actually make these. It's been a while since I've done acrylic, but I have an individual that could cut me all the stuff and make a bunch of those. And I'm wondering if I were to make some of those, would that be something that anybody be interested in? So I'm gonna put that out there as well for anybody out there. So yeah, these are the Game Boy. Where is the boxes? Yeah, they're sold out for one piece. Here we go. So yeah, I mean, I'd be pretty competitive where he's at right now. They're on sale right now for 12. I would probably have them typically at the 1999 mark, 1949 mark, like he does, and then probably run a lot of sales for them, just because I want to have like a base price that if most people buy them, that they would get them at a certain price. But it's something I could produce. It's something I could produce, and I want to try and, like these booster cases, try and sell them right around that $15 range pretty consistently. So basically, just to make it look good, I would sell them at like $19.99, but they would pretty much perpetually be on sale for $14.99. Sales look better. Let's be 100% honest. So, but yeah, I could produce these things and be able to do that for like $15 a piece. So I'm just curious if there's a demand, if that's something anybody would be interested in, because I could do that. And if you got custom ones, so like for example, this is available. I bought one of these to get the sizes on them, but there's also ones like for this Moltres box or Greninja box. They're kind of a weird size, and they don't really fit all the UPCs. Plus, like you can go through like the I don't know where it is. The Mewtwo box. That's another one. This one. I think this is it. The circumcised Pokemon Go box as well. If you sold, I'll buy 10. So okay, that's what I'm looking at, because it'd be magneted. I can get the magnets. I can do all of it, and get that done. And I got a guy that I worked with manufacturing. I kind of talked to him, and he's gonna give me full pricing on it if I bought how many I'd have to buy and stuff like that. And basically he told me he would cut everything and do all that for a really reasonable price for all the panels, and then I would just have to glue them and put the magnets and stuff in like that. So my goal is to try and get into that maybe a little bit more. Once again, I'm got a manufacturing background, so I tend to try and see when I see something like this, consistently like $20 to me. When I saw it, I'm like, yeah, I bought one to get the numbers off it just to kind of see. But I was like, but yeah, I was just like, for when you get a magneted one, so they make the ones without the magnets. You almost gotta like glue them down or seal them some other way, or one magnet. This one's got 3. I looked at doing 3 magnets per case, the heavy magnet set like this one, and I was thinking probably like keeping them right around $15 a piece, $14.99 a piece. Just have a perpetual sale on them and actually start producing those. So I just wanted to see what you guys thought about it. It's doable for the pricing and getting that done. So let me know in the comments too if you watch this video later, if that's something you'd be interested in. I'm going to do a short on it as well, and also put them up in Discord just as a question for you guys. So make sure you guys check that out also. But yeah, I was just doing some work today, talking to a guy about those and actually figuring out the pricing on that to see if I can be competitive with it. So otherwise, guys, thank you everybody for joining in. Greatly appreciate it. You guys have a wonderful rest of your week. As always, thank you for joining. Make sure you hit that like button if you joined in. Make sure you hit that subscribe if you're new here. Hit that notify so you know we're doing new videos and going live here on Northwoods TCG. Otherwise, keep in touch with the shorts, join the Discord, and also make sure you guys check out NorthwoodsTCG.com. We are running every live that we have. We are running a sale 10% off just for anybody that comes to the lives. You don't have to rip it. You can just send it sealed as well, and you'll get the 10% off when you purchase during our live times. So take advantage of that also. Hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and we will see you next time here on North.